Now, the US military specific command has clarified that the ballistic missile attack message to Hawaii residents was flashed by mistake and there is no threat to the island. Now, the US Federal Communications Commission has announced that it was initiating a full investigation into the incident. Now, the erroneous alert was flashed by the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, and according to the Hawaii Governor David Ige, the alert was sent when an employee pushed the wrong button during a shift change. Now, a spokesman for the Pacific Command has also said that it detected no ballistic missile threat to Hawaii and that the message warning had been sent in error. The false alarm was issued amidst high international tensions over North Korea's development of a ballistic nuclear weapon. The Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency has apologized on behalf of the official for having created the panic.
You got to know this guy feels bad, right? I mean, he's not doing this on purpose. It was a mistake on his part. He feels terrible about it, and it won't happen again. What's the consequence? The consequence of this is obviously bad. I'm working on credibility now because we've worked so hard to get this in place. That's why I want to tell the public right now is, again, this was a mistake on our part. But don't let that stop as far as the preparation and the warning time if this happens for real.
Meanwhile, Hawaii Governor David Ige has apologized for the mistake and he has said that this was something that is being investigated into.
A day when many frantically tried to think about the things that they would do if a ballistic missile launch would happen. You know, I know firsthand that what happened today was totally unacceptable, and many in our community was deeply affected by this, and I'm sorry for that pain and confusion that anyone might have experienced. You know, I'm too very angry and disappointed that this happened. We are doing everything that we can immediately to ensure that it never happens again.
And locals have also reacted to the false alarm, stating as to how their lives were turned upside down during the 38 minutes of that alert.
My friend just wake me up. He said, hey, let's go. There's a bomb coming to Hawaii. I didn't take it serious, but, you know, I just started running. We went to this other place, it's a concrete building. There was people were just running on the street. They were all desperate. Yeah, that was not funny at all. The guy had one job, right, and he messed up. So that's crazy. Yeah, first lesson, you know, like, don't press the wrong button, you know. Do that when you got a freaking bomb coming, please. Because, yeah, people are just, you know, like, I don't know, yeah, but, you know, Hawaii is the first place they're gonna drop a bomb. It's crazy, you know, living here, it's awesome, but at the same time, you're not feeling, you know, like secure all the time.
This morning, we're actually getting ready to go to the beach. I got a 2-month-old, our family was together. When we got the alarm, we were actually terrified. We were on the 36th floor of our hotel, and we didn't know what to do.
Well, two of the ladies had their phones with them, and of course, they got the emergency alert, and it said seek shelter, and we were, you know, 20 minutes off the beach, so we didn't really know what to do except paddle in and do as best we could. We debated whether we should just stay out. Well, you know, mistakes happen, I get that, but what I don't understand is why we couldn't immediately have a system set up that said all clear, false alarm, something like that.
All right, let's now shift our focus to the Middle East, where while some regions are still struggling to pick up the pieces after war against ISIS, the streets of eastern Mosul are once again bustling with life and noise. Here's a report.
The streets of eastern Mosul once again bustling with life and noise. Once under Islamic State group control, residents of Iraq's second city were banned from practicing normal activities. But since the jihadists were driven out, night hours have gotten longer in the eastern part of the city. People can now go out, dine and shop freely.
It
was as if someone was in a desert and cut off from everything. Then suddenly you get all these activities, amenities, and all this entertainment that we were deprived from for 3 years. That's a long time.
Eastern Mosul saw less destruction than the western part of the city, which lies on the other side of the Tigris River. This restaurant opened in December. It's now packed with customers.
We struggled a lot, and 3 years of injustice and depression have passed. But now, thanks to God, we're making up for it. The situation has changed a lot. We're trying our best to improve.
Nearby, this billiard club is alive with music, table games and shisha. These activities were strictly forbidden under IS rule, punishable by lashes, prison and even execution. The establishment opened in May while the fighting was still raging in the western part of the city.
Young people are now having fun, thanks be to God. You see, the cafes now are crowded and residents are comfortable and feeling safe. People have started to return. It's better than before. It's crowded wherever you go.
For these Mosul residents, a new life has begun, with no restrictions and no fear.
Now, H&M is facing protests in South Africa against the racist advertisement that was put out by them about a week ago. The members of the economic freedom fighters ransacked as many as 6 H&M shops in Johannesburg in South Africa yesterday. The protesters also tore down displays and chanted slogans against the Swedish company. No arrests have been made so far by the Johannesburg police, but they fired some rubber bullets to try and disperse the rampaging crowds. H&M has issued an apology for the widely criticized advertisement, which had featured a black child modeling a sweatshirt with a slogan which said, "Coolest monkey in the jungle."